All right, everyone, welcome back to another episode of UpintheAir.stream. And in this episode, we are going to be doing a campground review of camping on the Gulf. And we have been coming to this campground for many years now. This is like our 8th year coming, not the 8th year coming to Dustin, but our 8th year coming to camping on the Gulf. And what I want to show you here first is the check-in process and talk a little bit about that and kind of review that aspect. This is the main gate, the entrance gate of camping on the Gulf. And what you should expect when you come in is a very seamless process and a very quick check-in process where when you pull up here, as of now, the check-in is at noon. So definitely check and make sure, and they are strict about it. They want things to be orderly. And also they will have like that little stand that you can see directly across there. It says camping on the Gulf. That will be right here as I stand, and you will pull up from the highway from 98 and turn in, and then there is a little staging area in case you get here a little bit early, but you don't want to get here early because if you're here too early, they will turn you around as they have done that in the past to us and send you down the road to Walmart to stage until it's time. And I shouldn't speak for them as far as what they're going to do, but that has been our experience in the past when we did get here like 30 minutes early. So just want to warn you of that. You know that you don't want to get here too early because check-in's at noon, like I said. So this will also be where you come through, and this is gated. You have like a key code that you go through. I do want to show you, Chrissy's going to go inside, and I do want to show you also where you will get your packages here in the front office. They do, at this time, they allow you to get Amazon and USPS and you know, all the normal suspects, UPS and FedEx can all deliver to you. Now there's no pets allowed inside here, so I'm going to walk in here real quick, and I'm going to show you the store and then walk out. Okay, yeah. So right here is where you get your packages from, and it is a nice little setup that they give you that opportunity because you're always going to forget something. But also they have a lot of different things here in their store. This is one of 2 stores that they have. We'll show you the other one on the way up. And then this is the front office staff. Very nice store. And there's your front office staff there answering and doing your reservations. Good, how are you doing? You know how it probably goes, right? We're doing a little review video.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah, we've been coming for like 8 years. And so that's it. Steve, right? Sean. I forgot his name. Yeah, so when you stay here, you'll get to know a lot of the staff because they're very friendly folks and very helpful to you. So, alrighty. All right, so we're going to walk around the park some more. And in the process of doing that, this is your front pool. Now it tends to not have as many children in it, though it's not designated as an adult pool, because the other pool that we're going to show you in a bit does have like the water slide and everything else, which is really nice for the kids, and that's also where the playground area is. So yeah, that makes it nice for the kids. And yeah, all the dogs are going nuts. You always have that. So the online reservation process works really good. And once again, I don't want to speak to their policies because those policies can change without notice, and you know, so I don't want to give you those policies. But typically what you want to do is, you know, when you're here staying, you're able to book you know, a year out in advance. So you know, those spots start coming open, you know, the minute that you're here. And that's what we've done historically. But you're going to want to find out the details. If you're really looking to book a particular spot, you're going to want to find the details out on how and when you can do that. And then, you know, you make your deposit and everything. The online process works really good. But, you know, calling them as well works really good because, like I said, they're very friendly and very helpful. So as we walk down through here, these are the more covered spots that you'll have, which will provide you a lot of great shade. If you do have like Starlink or something like that, you're going to want to make sure to consider that your Starlink needs you know, no obstructions. And so like that's number 212 there on the right. The internet in here is good, but like, you know, we don't really count on it these days because we have Starlink. But you always have to keep in mind that, you know, when you start using it in the evening, everybody else is using it, and so typically and historically it does bog down. Though they've tried to do their best to make it as fast as possible. The local, while we're speaking about connectivity, the local internet here is terrible. There's no other way to describe it. Down on the beach it's really bad, but even like in restaurants and even around the campground for Verizon, that is, we can't speak to AT&T or T-Mobile or the other carriers, but as far as Verizon goes, it's not good. It's actually kind of surprising how bad it is. So over here on our left is one of the bathhouses and laundry. The laundry is on the other side, the bathhouse is on this side, and this is here at spot 319. So 319's right there. And it's really nice. And the bathhouses is something that was always very appealing to us over the years. When we had a little teardrop trailer and we didn't have a shower, this was the place to stay because the bathhouses are so nice. And they're individual rooms, so you'll have your shower and your toilet and everything you need to do to get ready for whatever you're doing next. Over here on the right is these cabins that they rent out, and we've been told they're really nice inside. The people that have stayed in them that are friends of ours have always you know, said that they were very adequate for their needs, and they're revamping them now. There's a number of them that they have not been able to get to yet, but they're re-siding them and putting new skirting around them and new landscaping. And so looks like some of their new landscaping, actually the wind got the best of it before the roots could take hold, as I see here. And the little neon guy went down, so that tells you the wind that we've had over the last couple of days. Chris is going to put him back up and make him upright again. So yep, probably put him out here to the he goes over here, babe.
Oh,
yeah, he floated. Yeah, we know exactly where he goes. It's the little, you know, reminder that there's kids playing. So he floated all the way over there and tipped over. Okay, so here is the more children-oriented pool, and it's manned at times, not always.
I think it's Friday, Saturdays.
Yeah, at certain times. The times will be posted on when the slide is open, and that is a lot of fun. The kids enjoy that. Here's the other office here off to the right, and that's also the activity center. So in there, talking about amenities now, you will have your pool tables, and you'll have your basketball court for the kids to play on, which is really nice. You can drive your golf cart up here. I'm gonna go in real quick. Yeah, go in real quick and then just kind of show you around. This is also where you'll come to check in after you're at your site. You come on in here to this store, and there's Autumn. As I said, we know the names. We've been coming over for a while, and I did forget Sean's name, but and this camp store is really nice as well. So you'll have drinks and also souvenirs for you, and then you can walk through that door and get to the pool tables and other things in there. And they do have activities posted throughout the week. Tuesdays are a big favorite with karaoke every Tuesday. And then the activity center is updated, or activities that is updated on the cooler here, so as well. So, and then continuing on, go around here and meet back up with Chrissy. And this is where the karaoke is, underneath the tent. And then there's a playground over here. All right, so I want to show you another spot here that is known to flood out, and it's not bad now. I'm sure during the heavy rains it was, because we've witnessed it firsthand. This is site 513, and we've stayed up the hill over here, and then what happens is all this mess kind of like washes across here, but it actually doesn't look bad now. But we've seen in past years where the people's flip-flops have literally floated away. So just keep that in mind. This is spot 513. Not the best spot to be in when it rains hard. All right, so this gives us a really cool view an elevated view of the turtle pond that it's commonly referred to. And it's just a really nice feature of the park. It does also serve as a water overflow. As I'd mentioned, they pump and shown you, they pump all the water that is collecting in that low area into the pond, and it's up quite a bit. It was probably like 2 or 3 blocks exposed. Now it's like only 1 block, and we've seen this pond actually completely full before. So it may even at some time flood that deck in the future. Hopefully not, but you know, that could definitely happen. I could see that happening. But yeah, it's cool, and this is new. So as you can see, they're actively constructing the new deck there, which also hides all their piping and serves as an asset to where the pumps are and everything else. So yeah, it's pretty cool. All right, so over here by the pool as well, you will have a spot that has food trucks during the week, and like pizza and Mediterranean food has been some of the ones that we've seen here recently, but over the years it's been all kinds of different food trucks. And then now they've built like this little sitting area that's kind of nice, because the parents can kind of chill out here and get some food for the kids and then jump up on the table. So, but the food truck could go right here. What we're going to talk about next is we're going to talk about the sites. And so we'll walk down here. We got 3 empty sites, so it's kind of a good place to talk about the sites and what you should expect. They're all different. There is descriptions on the website, so definitely go to the descriptions on the website to check them out, and they'll describe, like, you know, the length, and you'll have the ability to put your unit's length in there as well. So make sure to do that, but definitely know that they are very tight, and they don't have much privacy. So I'm kind of talking about the negatives at this point in time with the sites. It would be nice, you know, just in case somebody's watching this that cares, which they do take suggestions, and I've talked to the people that run the place quite a bit over the years and made suggestions, and they've been extremely suggestive. But now that we're Florida residents, we know like how the hedges grow here, and they grow very quickly, and what hedges that we have on our RV lot back in Claremont. And if they were to install some hedges in these areas between the sites, that would make a huge difference. And I kind of know why they don't, because they are so tight that, you know, slide outs and everything else, it's just a consideration as well. So leaving them open works really well. I feel like it's not fair for me to show you the sites after a storm and say that they don't keep them very clean, but the fact of the matter is, no matter what, they don't keep them very clean in the regard of like blowing them off or sweeping them off between stays. This is kind of a negative and, you know, downside. They used to do a really good job of that, and I don't know why they don't anymore. But we always kind of expect that we're going to have to do some cleanup as far as a little bit of litter and also branches or sand. And sand's the biggest thing. So next door to us, our buddy is staying in the buddy spot, and I had to sweep his spot off. It was half covered, it was probably being generous, with sand. And to avoid him being upset about that, I just went ahead and took it, and to help him out, I went ahead and took it upon myself to do that. So that is something to consider, is bringing like a push broom with you as well. And also just realize too, in all fairness, that these boxes, because they're exposed to the elements and the salt and everything else, they get beat up pretty bad. And so you should expect that they might be a little bit junky, and you might have to really look them over before you hook up, because they may not work out very well for you. So. And also you're going to want to bring an extension, because some of the sewer connections are in very odd places, and some of them stick out of the ground inappropriately. So there's always that. All right, so continuing on, we're going to walk out here to the beach, towards the beach that is. The shower house is over here to the right, and this is site 753 that we're looking at. It's also where the trash is. Bathhouse, I meant to say, is what we're looking at. You can park your car down here as well temporarily to use the bathhouse, but it's definitely not like a long-term parking for you to stay at. So they really want you just to park here sort of like towards times that you're using the bathhouse. There is overflow parking that is located by that office that we just previously visited, and that has usually a pretty good amount of availability. There is also at times that you're going to want to check with the front office before you arrive to see availability of trailer parking for like a flatbed trailer, or if you have a cargo trailer that maybe you put a motorcycle or a trike or something in there. There is a spot up there that I've seen historically. People will park their trailer up there. And so that's handy, I'm sure, because there is a lot of Class A folks that will haul a trailer behind them so that they can keep their motorcycle protected. So we're walking out to the eastern access of the beach right now. And they do have 2 beach accesses on each side to get to the beach. It's always one of those things where you don't want to cut through people's spots, so they make a nice corridor on each end. There's no restrooms down here at the beach, so you want to keep that in mind as well as far as picking your spot. That bathhouse that I had previously shown you would be the nearest restroom for you. So it's going to be a little bit of a hike, and if you're a person that does have some accessibility issues already, or mobility, I should say, issues, then that's going to be a factor as well. And so, but this is really, in my opinion, this is why you stay at Camping on the Gulf. You stay at Camping on the Gulf because there's a lot of nice folks that come here that we see here every year, but the view and the accessibility to the beach is something that you just really can't find anywhere else. And that's to include the state campgrounds that are located here along the Emerald Coast. A lot of them are extremely nice and definitely a great value, but there is always not as good of accessibility as you'll have here. Now we were walking into site 811 here because it's just the easiest way for us to get up here to show you what the beach looks like. Now it was just raining just crazy just a minute ago, and folks are definitely taking advantage of the rain finally stopping. And so as you can see, everybody's got their chairs out already, and this view is just really second to none, and those waves are just getting it, and that's pretty in itself. So but you do want to get out here early with your chairs if you want to get a front row view so that you can make sure to get one. You definitely want to get out early in the morning, and it's definitely busier at certain times than others, but it's usually not bad at all. People aren't usually packed in here. Usually you can get a pretty good spot. So it's really only the folks here that are staying at the campground that utilize this part of the beach. And to the right and to the left of us are private beaches. So you are limited to that sign down there just beyond the volleyball court, and also to the right here as well. Now we've launched kayaks from here in the past, and it's never been a hassle whatsoever. So keep that in mind on calm days. It's a really good thing to bring a kayak along too, and a lot of people do that. And obviously this is a great place to paddleboard and bring your inflatable stand-up paddleboard as well. Okay, before we wrap up here, I just want to talk about the sites a little bit, because I think a lot of times folks will go to a campground review because they want to know more about the sites before they book. Obviously a 2D map, that's colored, that doesn't have any photography overlaid, only goes so far to basically give you an idea of what it looks like and what the site's going to look like when you arrive. And everybody wants to have as good of a site as they can possibly get. So we've seen the other sites that are closer to the road and how they're covered, and they're not as windy, and there's not as much sand, which a lot of folks prefer, and that they're nice. And we've stayed up there quite a bit too, and it is nice not to have all the sand, but it is a trek if you want to go from the beach and you don't have a golf cart. One thing about the golf carts is there is local rentals, but they're priced they're pretty pricey. Let me just put it that way. It would not be something that would interest me, and I've rented golf carts in the past from Campground, so keep that in mind. So this spot here on the corner of the third row back, that is considered a premium site as well. These sites here that are second row back, we've stayed in those many a times. Those are a different price, and then the premier beachfront sites are the premium price. So there's several different price levels that are within this park and this resort. And just keep in mind that absolutely you cannot have a pet if you park in the front row. And we've seen where folks have just kind of disregarded that and thought, well, my little dog, they won't care, and they've literally had to move. And luckily they were able to accommodate, but that's not a guaranteed thing. And so don't think that you'll be able to get away with it, because they can get fined heavily by the county. So it's not even really their rule, it's the county's rule, and they will not risk getting a violation from the county. So you will have to move if you make that mistake. So keep that in mind. That's why I wanted to make such an emphasis on that. So we'll walk around the corner here and just kind of show you at this row as we go down, and then some of the sites. Some of them are smaller than others, and that's going to be a consideration for you as well. That's 706 here on the end. That's a really pretty good spot to be in. Some of them will have, that's 705 here by the Anthem and the Jeep here, and there's a pole that's located right there, and some people don't like that as much. Also keep in mind that it does get kind of tight down here, and so you sometimes will have to jockey your vehicles around. You really will most likely not be able to keep two cars down here, so if you're someone that travels with two cars, that's probably not going to be something that you're going to be able to do. That's 702 right there where the gray one is. And then there's some of them that never really move. So like over there by 700, the one on the corner, that one, you'll probably never see that one available. And then there we are right behind 701 and up on the hill, so you can see the back of us. We're in 718 is where we're at, and then our buddy's right next to us there, so that kind of works out pretty good at 717 as a buddy spot. We already have those reserved for next year, so we're not worried about you seeing that and taking our idea, but it is a good spot and you have a good view. Ours is a little bit better, 718, as far as the view. You can see our picnic table right there, and so to kind of give you a perspective here from 701 looking out, you can definitely see, if I keep it from shooting the sky, you can see it's a pretty good spot there. So all right, well, I hope this quick campground review is helpful to you. I will say that here in 2025, as this video is being shot, it is still a great place to come. We do recommend it. We've already booked for next year. It's been a long time tradition of ours to come here. It is expensive, and that's all relative, so I'm not really going to go into the prices. And then also just keep in mind that if it doesn't seem like it's in your budget to do the spots down here in the sand or near the ocean, the Gulf of America, then there's always the spots up top that are cheaper, and so make sure to look at those spots as well and see how much money that you can save, and so consider that as well. And I appreciate everybody watching our quick review of camping on the Gulf in 2025. Everybody make sure to hit the like button if you do like this video, and also make sure to hit that subscribe button if you want to see further videos that we're doing in the future. We do have videos coming out all the time for campgrounds and also product reviews. So thank you very much. Everybody get out there and have fun.